Okay.
Okay. Hi, CBC. This is Charlie.
Charlie.
We're the Weichert family. Jared.
Jessica.
And this Dora.
That's right. And one on the way. And we are members of Community Baptist Church who've recently moved to Michigan, and we've been given an opportunity to tell you why we would do such a thing. The first component that explains why we're in Michigan is the Bible. In the last couple years, we've been shown that throughout the Bible, verse after verse after verse, as you'll see on the screen, is explaining God's desire to be known and glorified among all the nations and all the peoples of the earth. To highlight two of those verses, Jesus' last words, known as the Great Commission, "Go therefore and make disciples of all nations." That was the heart of Christ, to make God known among all peoples. And what is the result we find in John's Revelation? He says that after this I looked, and behold, a great multitude that no one could number, from every nation, from all tribes and peoples and languages, standing before the throne and before the Lamb. Jesus commands it before he ascends, and it happens at the end of times. The second component of why we are in Michigan is the current situation of missions today. Looking at the most current data from joshuaproject.net, we see that the total number of people groups on Earth today is 16,344. Now, what a people group is the largest group of people through which the gospel can spread without encountering any barriers for acceptance or understanding. The total number of unreached people groups on Earth is 6,639. What an unreached people group is, then, is a people group with no local body of Christian believers that have adequate resources enough to evangelize that people group. There's no church, there's no Bible, there isn't any missionaries. As you can see in this pie graph, a little less than half of all the people groups on Earth are unreached. And this brings us to our last component of why we're in Michigan, and this one really blew our socks off. This is called the Great Imbalance. The Great Imbalance is that only 24,000 missionaries out of the 253,000 that we send are working with the unreached. This means that less than 10% of the evangelical mission force is doing pioneer unreached mission work among the unreached people. If you look at the pie graph, you can see a little over 9% of all the missionaries we send go to the unreached people groups, 91% to reached peoples. So, why Michigan again? Well, if you remember, first was God's Word, and we saw how saturated it was with God's heart to be known among all peoples. Couple that with nearly half of all people groups are unreached, coupled with the fact that we only send 9% of our missionaries to unreached people, when 90% of the rest of the missionaries go to reached. Well, that equaled action for us. We knew that we needed to do something, so we've chosen to partner up with a mission organization called New Tribes Mission. They focus specifically on tribal people that are unreached. And why we're in Michigan is because we are in the first stage of training with New Tribe Mission, and they have their training located in Jackson, Michigan, our new home. And so to close out, we want to give you a Weichert monkey farewell. Enjoy. Whoa, whoa.